You're watching Less Than Epic's coverage of the Overwatch League. Enjoy the show.
Hello everyone and welcome to week 5 of stage 3. Yes, that means we will get some playoffs this week, finally. We will get in that playoff piece after the weekly picks. For now, I just want to remind everyone that next stage, which starts on May 16, we will be dropping a redesigned weekly picks, which will include you, the viewers' picks. The link for week 1 is in the description below. You can go vote right this second. Last thing to touch on in the opening is our current tally. I put on a strong performance this stage, and that put me up by 5 games going into this week. Looking at the picks for this week, it looks like I'll be taking the crown for this stage all by myself. Woo! That means I'm holding the crown for 2 stages in a row. Although, I did have to share with Rad last stage. But it's all mine, my pretty. Can you guys jump in and steal it from me in stage 5? There's only one way to find out. You need to go and vote. Anyway, let's dive into this week. First up this week, we will see Philly at Dallas. We've all picked Philly, and unfortunately this match won't be close, as we haven't seen the Fuel playing very well. And they have never even taken a single map from Philly, who was 8-0 with 2 wins in the head-to-head matchups. Dallas hasn't won a match and only has 2 map wins and 1 tie during their last 5 games. Dallas really needs to regroup heading into stage 5. Next up, we will see Florida versus the Gladiators, and again, we all picked Gladiators in what should be an easy win. The Florida team is much improved and has been playing a lot better in Stage 3, but is still only number 10 in the power rankings. Meanwhile, the Gladiators are on a roll and have fallen in at number 3 on the power rankings. Gladiator won both games in the head-to-head matchup and have played very well lately, which means they should come out with the win. Last up on Wednesday, we will see Houston at San Francisco. Again, we unanimously picked Houston to win this one. San Francisco has impressed in recent weeks, at least for me, and their play versus New York was pretty damn impressive, even though they lost. They even took down the Philadelphia team just recently, but they still have some work to do. Head to head, however, we see a tie at 1-1, and both teams are 3-2 in their last 5 games. However, we feel that Houston has been playing better and actually has a long shot to make the playoffs this week. They definitely need to get a win here if they want to do that. Kicking off our Thursday schedule, we see the San Francisco Shock and the Florida Mayhem. This is the first game where we have chosen differently, with Kinky and myself picking San Fran and Ratted being the Florida pick. Let's see who the stats support. Head to head, San Francisco's up 2-1. However, their last match went to 5 games and is more representative of the new Florida. If we look at the map, San Francisco has an edge in win percentage on every single map they play, except Nepal, where it's actually tied. This game will decide for us which team belongs at number 9 and number 10 in our power rankings. Next up, we have my boys in blue, the old Boston Uprising versus the Valiant. Boston is locked into a playoff spot, but in order to take that number 1 seed and the ability to choose their opponent, they must win both matches this week, starting with this one. All 3 of us has taken Boston to win, and looking at the head-to-head, we see Boston has won both matchups. We also see that the Valiant has struggled to beat mid-tier teams recently, losing to London and Houston. Boston should be able to pull this one out and prep for the Gladiators as they look to go a perfect 10-0. And wrapping up Thursday, we will see the Dallas Fuel taking on the New York Excelsior. And yet again, we have all picked the same, which is New York. We spoke earlier about Dallas's play recently, and I don't think we need to dive very deep into this one to know that New York holds a very large edge in this game. Last 2 matches head-to-head went to New York, and New York is on a 5-0 win streak in their last 5. Well, Dallas is 0-5. This won't be much of a competition. Moving on into Friday is a matchup everyone should be watching. as it could be history for the Overwatch League, as the Gladiators take on Boston and try to keep them from being the first team to have a perfect 10-0 record in a stage. We have all picked Boston to win, but I think this will be more challenging for them than the Valiant game. Boston has won both previous matchups, but Gladiators have been playing very hard against some tough teams. They took New York to 5 maps, and they beat London and Houston and Seoul. However, all of their last 5 games have gone to 5 maps, which could be very tiring for a team. Let's go Boston! And next up, we will see New York Excelsior up against the Shanghai Dragons, and yet again, this will be a very easy win for New York. New York is looking to sneak up into that number 1 seed for the stage playoffs, as they have 2 easy wins this week and hope that one LA team can knock Boston off. We all picked New York to win this, even though we secretly hope Shanghai can finally get a win. However, it looks like Shanghai is going to end stage 3 still winless and have to look into stage 4 for a chance to secure their first win when they take on Dallas in week 1. Last up for Friday night is a Korean matchup in London versus Seoul. We all picked London to win this one, however. Both teams have been struggling in stage 3 and both fell from top 3 seeds down to 5 and 7 respectively in our power rankings. London has completely owned Seoul in the last 2 matchups, head to head, going 4-0 in both. The only stat that might help Seoul fans is that they beat Philly last week, while London lost to Philly a few weeks ago. London, however, holds an edge in all 3 maps that they play and are tied on Junkertown. Kicking off our Saturday, we will see Shanghai take on London. We have all picked, obviously, London yet again. As much as we want Shanghai to win, we really don't think they can pull this one out. It should not come as a surprise to anyone that Shanghai is the underdog here and has never even taken a single map from London. However, London isn't playing like the same team they have been in the past, which might just give Shanghai the ability to contest them. Also, some positives for Shanghai is that they haven't been shut out in their last 5 games, even taking a map from Boston Uprising and taking Philly to 5 games. Could this be the one? Our middle match on Saturday is Seoul versus Houston. This game, I think, will actually be a lot closer than people might think, and our picks show that, as Kinky is taking Seoul and Radit and I are taking Houston. Head to head is pretty close with these 2 teams, with Seoul being up 2-1 with 6 map wins, while Houston also has 6 map wins total. Houston is 3-2 in their last 5, while Seoul is only 2-3. This could come down to the map, so let's see where we stand there. Anubis leans in favor of Seoul, while Nubani is tied 4-4. Nepal leans again towards Seoul, and Route 66 is largely in favor of Seoul, meaning Seoul has a slight edge in the maps. But we still think Houston can pull it off. And wrapping up Stage 3 regular season, we will have the Valiant versus Philly in what could end up being winner take all for playoff spot number 4. Here at Less Than Epic, we are split, with Kinky and Radid taking Valiant and me being the lonely Philly picker. The stats show that this could go either way, with the head to head being 1-1 overall. Valiant is 3-2 in their last 5, while Philly is only 2-3. However, Philly beat London and Valiant lost to London. Valiant holds a slight edge on Valskaya and has only ever lost on Nubani 1 time. Nepal gives a slight edge back to Philly, as does Route 66. This game will most likely go all the way to 5 games and really could mean stage playoffs or not. The last piece I want to touch on is the playoffs. This stage we will have 4 teams entering the stage playoffs, with the number 1 seed able to pick their first opponent. This is a very interesting take on the playoffs and truly makes the number 1 seed something you want. As far as picks are concerned, we have picked the order which we think teams will finish the stage and will receive 1 point for each correct pick. These are bonus points and do not hurt if you are wrong. So ending at number 4, we are split. Kinky and I put Gladiators at number 4 overall, and Ratted put the Valiant. In third place, we are split again, just flipping the LA teams. Kinky and I putting Valiant, and Ratted has the Gladiators. Moving on to number 2 for stage 3, we have all picked the New York Excelsior. Lastly, taking that number 1 spot in the stage purse, we have all picked Boston. Boston is just on too much of a roll lately and carry that momentum into the playoffs. It won't be an easy road, as New York won't give up easy, but we think Boston can do it. Go Boston! Thanks everyone for watching again, and please make sure to grab that link in the description and cast your vote for your picks to be included in Stage 4 Week 1. Also, look for Week 1 to have a completely new design for this series. Have a great day everyone, and good luck to all the teams out there. Get good, scrubs.
If you like our coverage of the Overwatch League, let us know by liking and subscribing. And if you didn't, let us know why in the comments below. Maybe we can make it better. Thanks for watching, everyone.